I'm not starting until that's over. Go Tigers. Love it. Well, welcome. It's an exciting part of this month because we're close to football season. And clearly, as a football coach, we love this part of the year. I think what stands out to me is that when I get this opportunity to talk to everybody, it's really about generating the continuous excitement from our fan base for LSU football. We have an incredibly passionate fan base. We've sold over 75,000 season tickets. We lead the country in season ticket sales. And so as we get close to the season, you know, you get these opportunities in front of the media, and I know you want to talk specifics. You want to talk about some of the hot topics that are confronting us. What confronts me is how we continue to generate the incredible support. And that means what are we about to do? And that is continue the vision of graduating champions at LSU. Every single day, that's what we talk about. I know you find that hard to believe in a sense, but that's what we talk about. We are still college. This is still about college. This is not the NFL. And that's a great thing for a guy like myself that started in Division II and has worked my way through 5 different programs. It's really about the student athlete and the relationships with student athletes and helping them get to that goal of graduating and helping them get to that goal of winning championships. And so we have a clear process in place for our guys. And that process is what I love to do. I come up here every year because I love the relationships with players. I love developing our players. I love the ability on a day-to-day basis to have a transformational relationship with them so when they leave our program, they're successful in the NFL, they're successful in life. And I know sometimes it's sound bites and, you know, quick observations, but that's my life work. I'm much more interested in the significance of what we're doing than just the success. And so I start my talk with you about certainly excited for our fan base and this season, but I'm more excited for our players and the opportunity that they're going to get to continue in this developmental process. So, you know, when you talk about how you get there, you need to look at where we started. And when we started in 2022, we didn't have a full roster. We needed to upgrade our guys' mindset as it relates to academics. And we've been able to do that with this first year in 2025, having a perfect GSR. And that, to me, are some of the underpinnings that I know you're more interested in talking about other things, but this is what excites me about LSU football. Our ability to graduate our players now and to move them on and see the success that they're having in the NFL because they're prepared. They're ready to handle what the NFL has to offer them. And so for me, that's success, right? That is its success because it's significant. We're talking about young men that are now able to get a degree and play for championships and move on to whatever their vocation is. Look, the expectations are always high, and we've got some outstanding players. You know, I think you start always with the quarterback and Garrett Nussmeier. I think when you look at Garrett, what he brings is a mindset of a coach's son. And that is, I'm always looking to improve. Every day he comes to workouts, every day he comes to practice, he's looking for areas to improve on. Now, I would tell you that experience is going to be his best teacher in the SEC. Having obviously played a year in the SEC and has seen what needs to happen on a consistent basis is most important, but he brings that individual trait that coaches love because he wants to be taught. He wants to be coached. He wants to be coached hard. He wants to be coached in a manner that gets him to be the best version of himself. And I love that about Garrett. You know, we've got Whit Weeks here today. You know, Whit is our driver. He brings the passion. But passion without focus is irresponsible, and he's not that. He's got incredible focus, he's got incredible passion, and it rubs off on our entire defense. And he wants to obviously outplay his brother West Weeks, who's a pretty darn good player as well. But now add Harold Perkins back to the mix, who was out with an ACL last year, a player that can make plays all over the field, and it gives us an incredible linebacker group. And Chris Hilton is with us today as well, and I want to say, you know, Chris had a very difficult injury last year, one that really didn't allow him to be the player he is. He runs 22 miles an hour. He's a guy that can go get the football. He can change games, and we didn't have him virtually the entire year. And that was frustrating to him, and it was difficult for him. But he fought through it. He had a great end of the season for us. And I love the way that he has now used his personality, which isn't one that if he gets up here, he's not going to say a lot, but he's respected by his teammates because of what he does every day and how he does it and how he handled injuries last year. Many of you know that we went into the transfer portal to really build depth, championship level depth across the board. You know, guys like Patrick Payton from Florida State, Baron Brown from Kentucky, Nick Anderson, Jack Pyburn, Bauer Sharp, just to name a few. Mansour Delan at the safety position and corner position. I could go on, and I've missed some of them, and I'll make sure that when I get to some of these other locations, I bring their names up as well, because so many of them are deserving to be talked about. But what I want to finish with, and more importantly, is that LSU offers the most incredible game day experience in college football. And we do pretty darn good in baseball. We do pretty good in gymnastics. We do really well in all of our other sports. But the game day experience at LSU is incredible. And it's because of our fans. They're so passionate and so knowledgeable. When you go into that stadium, they are watching the game. They are following every play. And that, as a football coach, that's the captive audience that any speaker wants, that any teacher wants. It is such a captivating audience, and they are so passionate about LSU football that they've delivered for us. As you know, I had $1 million gift, my wife and I, to help support our NIL. That was a lead gift because I knew how passionate our fan base was. We had 1,600 supporters follow that up. That raised that number to about $3.5 million. That's the kind of passion that we have at LSU. It comes back to the one goal that I started with, and that is we want to graduate our players and play for championships. And whether it's on the field, in the classroom, in the community, it's developing great young men on a day-to-day basis. And that's the significance for me. And it's wrapped in that much more than just the success. So I know everybody's excited about the season. Everybody here is excited about it. And we're certainly looking forward to the opportunity because we open up with a great program in Clemson. I know Dabo very well. I respect him and his program and the accomplishments they've had. We've played against each other several times when I was at Notre Dame, and just have a ton of respect. But we've also been 0-3 in openers at LSU under my watch, and we needed to do some things differently this year, and that is embrace this opener. and embracing it in a manner that this is a big game. And it's a tangible goal for our football team to want to be 1-0. It's not let's warm it up into the season. We want to be ready for this football game. And so we're doing everything in our power to give our players the opportunity for that success. So exciting season. Excited about the ability to continue to develop our program and our players, and looking forward to our opener against Clemson University. Thank you very much.